Welcome back to my channel, Spine Shine Goddess. I am Sandra Roberts, Sand Goddess, and here at Spine and Shine, we are encouraging Black women to live, speak, and stand in their organic truth. This morning, I am giving you a beautiful sunrise. At the end of my video, I always say, be peace, but if you have to be war, be that too. One of my absolutely favorite YouTubers. I had to record this video in response to her video because you get this a lot from Black people. When they know you are living in a different country, they wonder why, because they feel so many people are running to America. That's a third world country, developing country. Why is everybody coming to America? Ivy's video also including another sister's video who is from South Africa, who is explaining what is often asked of her. Why didn't you all do something as Africans if you knew what was going on in America, you know, with Black people? People always assume that Black people don't like you in different parts of the world and we don't get along. You want to live with them and those aren't your people. They different from us. We not Africans. But let's just delve into just basic common sense. Your enemy is not going to tell you what's going on in other parts of the world. Okay, let's just take Juneteenth. Black people within the States who didn't know that there had been anything passed about them being free and didn't find out until years later. People are suffering. They may not know what's happening across the globe in your world, especially if they don't have the technology, resources, communication. Not to mention you are oppressed, you are surviving, and all you see, man, there's some Black people that got it good somewhere else. America does a very good job of keeping us blind. Like, I'm not even world travel. I've been a flight attendant, but most of my travels were in the States. The only traveling that I did outside the country were in Mexico, and that was during the 90s. And as you know, if you're a flight attendant, you do what most people do on vacation. You just hit a nice beach. You're just vibing with the elements. That's vacationing. But until you stay a while in a place and you begin to see just how messed up we are in terms of our thinking about how well we got it going on. America shows you how they feel about you. Regardless of who you feel is the enemy, the news you get that you see is totally different from the news everyone else gets. If you're sitting at home in the States right now, how often do you get to hear the perspective of someone on the ground locally that looks like you, telling you the truth about what's going on in their hood? And how often do they get to hear you tell the truth about what's going on the grounds in your hood? You have spokespeople, gatekeepers, media, news outlets that are paid to promote and propagate a particular story. And those stories are normally paid for by sponsors who need a certain story to be told to support whatever agenda they have. When you ask another Black person who has decided to leave the States or is contemplating leaving the States or is living in what you feel is not a place of luxury or not a place where it's easy to do whatever we feel we're doing, and it's not to bash anybody who chooses to stay in the States. I'm not even totally sure of what my plans are as far as keeping one foot somewhere else and another foot in the States. The reason I really hold on is because my mother's there. I love my business and my clients. It's like we have this vision, really literally living in the land of milk and honey. And if we give up something, somebody else is going to take our spot because this is the best place in the world to be. I don't want to give up the best place in the world to be. Everybody's trying to get here. They climbing walls, they swimming across seas, they dying to get to America. Everybody's not dying to get to America. That is something we're told to make us feel grateful to be suffering under the oppression that is disguised by entertaining us. Entertaining and just straight out lying. America perpetuates this illusion of inclusion, the illusion that You too can be a star, athlete. Everything is about luxury. Yeah, that will be attractive. Having quote unquote a better life financially. Usually it's just about the money and being able to take care of family. Ain't nobody looking up to the family standards of America, the neighborhood standards, the racism. When did we become okay with being okay with considering what is actually going on, normal enough to defend it, to question someone else's decision, to say, you know what, y'all, I think I want to jump ship. I think I want to try something else. I want to see how something else feels on my spirit. I always have to say this, that no place is perfect, and definitely Belize is no different. It's no utopia. But I'm saying for those of us who want different kind of everyday life, why Black people have to question other Black people, and not oftentimes in the most endearing way in the States, to not know your neighbor, to not speak to your neighbor, to put more energy into making sure the very boundaries of your grass, your gate, your property line is secure. Stand your ground. Obsession with guns and protecting our space, and that shit is sick. And we think that's something to brag about. We think that we're protected till we don't feel protected. America's a business. It's all business. It ain't really about love. So you got to get in where you fit in, and your pursuit of happiness and your pursuit of whatever you want to do. Millionaire, that's the big number now. Every Black person becoming a millionaire. But that same motivation for looking at how our babies feel, like we're fighting still to keep them in schools that you know don't like them for real. They're being bullied. And then instead of that becoming something where we say, let me think of another option for my child where they're not feeling bullied, we fight to still keep them in there because we feel like, my lifestyle is going to be too much of an inconvenience. I have to work. I got to go to this job. I got to secure this house. I got to pay these bills. I got to pay these bills. Everything is about paying bills in America to keep the corporation going. Everything is about securing your material possessions and making you feel like you got to protect them so nobody wants them or nobody steals them. Once you remove that, once you get people in a position where they decide it's about life and not material things, it's not about what I'm wearing, it's not about how I'm looking, it's not about what you're wearing, what your possessions are, what you're driving, where you live. When you can just vibe, when you can really just be moved by some good food, some good music, good vibration, learn to just live off good vibration and get back to the simplicity. Well, if they ain't got it, they ain't working as hard as me. If they ain't got it, then they lazy. If they ain't got it, that mean they gonna take what I got. If they ain't got it, then I gotta feel some kind of way and live among people who got it, so that the other people who ain't got it ain't gonna take what we got. It just repeats itself. We train a different generation of people. You gotta go here to get this, to keep up the name of what we got, because you gotta look like you belong in a family that got it. Oh wait, you choosing to do something else, that's gonna make our family name look bad. We all here got it. Now you choosing to go into this career, is it gonna make the family look? We all here got it. Oh, you finna marry this bum, he ain't got it. Yo, you can't marry her, she ain't got it. Everything is about what somebody got. You gotta have this look, you gotta have this car, you gotta have this house, you gotta have this career, you gotta have it, you gotta have it. As a kid in the South, when you went to the city, it was exciting because they were faster, quote unquote, more advanced. All the things that they were more advanced in and faster in weren't always the best things. Were not always the healthiest things. Were not always the wholesome things. You know, the whole migration to the north from the south left a lot of our people in shambles because you were introduced to drugs, introduced to a whole lifestyle that you were not accustomed to. That's why Southern people considered slower. You move slower. You're not going as fast. But at that same pace, you also are still connected and grounded to your most natural self, which keeps you in the realm of humanness. You can be human and feel connected to another human outside of possession, then that changes the whole spectrum of the society. And when you can go an entire year without somebody asking what it is that you do, what is it that I do? I eat, I shit, breathe, sleep. I do the same things you do. But we see, what do you do as if you got it? Where do you live? What tax bracket are you in? All of that evolves around how you should be treated. Because if you got it, you're VIP. We have become accustomed to the borders and to the ones that we create, whether it's a rope to divide the VIP from the regular. Everything has a class. And when you're in a certain class, even if you're the same people, we go out of our ways to still create a class within the class. You got to have first class, you got to have coach. You got to have VIP, and you have to have general admission. You spend more money, that means you get a better time, you get more exposure, you get something extra. But the reality is you ain't got shit if you ain't got peace. Trying to protect, consumed with all these material things, it's what's causing the lack of peace, the lack of sleep, the obsession. We've even become so obsessed with even what we put in our bodies that we've created a class system within that. I'm better than you because I'm vegan. I'm better than you because I'm vegetarian. I'm better than you because I've evolved. I don't eat this. Look how ridiculous that is. The very nutrients that you put in your body, you've created a class system over it. Food is good or bad. Your actions, your spirit, we've even connected that to, well, if you eat better, you'll behave better. We know that's a lie. So no, everybody isn't trying to get to America. Everybody isn't trying to live a lifestyle of what we think is the good life. And the person or the system, the propaganda, the people selling you that is selling it to you so that you won't know just how sick it really is in America. They don't want you to know. But I guarantee you spend 6 months somewhere else, speak for but one place right now, and you will soon discover, wow, this is crazy. On an everyday level, I'm not talking about politics, because when you deal with politics, you're going to talk about criminals everywhere. You know, you're going to always have parties of division in politics, and unfortunately, when you deal with the politics, you deal with the influence of America. So you're going to always be able to see the correlation between, well, it's the same shit here as it is in America, because yeah, America has put its little hands everywhere. It has stuck its hands in the cookie jars of every country on the globe. So yeah, you're gonna get that. I guarantee nobody who wants to be at peace and not in a rat race and not fighting over materialistic bullshit is running to America. You only run into America if you have a certain lifestyle you're pursuing in terms of what you perceive to be better financially. And they don't get the full picture of what's really going on as far as racism and the mistreatment of Black people, because even when they come, oftentimes they are going to be taught or seasoned to make them feel like they are even better than the Black people who are there, because that is what colonization does. Oh, you're better than these Black people that have been here. We're going to give you access to this. We're going to give you a better opportunity. And it just further the divides where you have two of the same people hating on each other because the system has divided and conquered and said, we favor this one over this one. It's the whole house field versus the field nigga. It ain't nothing different. You just, the house and the field now becomes this black person's from this country and that black person's from this country, and now we hate on each other. They just have created projects. You think you're not growing up in a project because you live in a neighborhood. Trust me, it's a project, all right. We all are undergoing some social engineered project, and it's difficult to see unless you step back and remove the hustle and the bustle and the rat race and I gotta have this and I gotta have that. If you are choosing to live a different life for your babies in particular, finding a different way of educating them, don't bring your same attitude that you left with you, because now here's the opportunity for you to create your own reality from scratch. In America, everything has this standardized test. What's the standard? The standard is the conditioning, the seasoning, the propaganda. It's the miseducation. Because if you go outside this standard, that means you ain't got it. And we can't reward you if you ain't got it. Everybody isn't running to America. Everybody doesn't feel like they have to leave their home because it's so much better in America. And yeah, there are people who, when they do come, they come because they don't know what America really is like, because they see black people being televised as having something going on, having a lifestyle that, yeah, they may want to have. You do have people who, yeah, they may want the same things that Americans have. They want to be flashy. They want to be part of the rat race. They want to make a lot of money. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because they're coming, they hate where they live. It's just like if you leave one job for another. You leave one job because this one has better benefits. This one has more money. It's just common sense. Sometimes you leave a job that you really do like, but you leave it because of the scheduling. You leave it because of, where it's located. You leave because whatever the case. There is an exodus. And those of you who don't want to exit, that's cool. But by all means, don't you fix your mouth to make other black folk who are deciding to leave to feel bad, because you want them to believe that, girl, it ain't gonna be no better over there. Girl, everybody over there running to come here. If you need that to make you feel better about your circumstances for staying, you do that. But there's an exodus going on. You are in your right to join an exodus, especially if it means you are going to better serve your black babies. Because if you're choosing to continue to subject them to systems and streets that don't love them because of whatever rat race and cheese you're chasing, that falls on you, black man and black woman. That falls on you. This has been Spine Shine Goddess. Hit that like, unlike, subscribe, hit the notification buttons. As always, be peace. But if you have to be war, you be that too. Peace. And now for my rendition of one of my favorite songs and artists. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in an unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know they're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. Oh, I said you better run, 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 run. 'Cause finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Yes, finally the tables are starting to turn, talking about a revolution. Oh, talking about a revolution. Oh.